that's why, I think that what you have, the Enlighten the Vote, is so important because, I sent a newsletter out last night telling everybody about this show and quoted sort of I don't know who authored this saying, but they said rounding up free thinkers is like trying to round up a herd of cats. Because everybody's off on these different things, and yes, we're trying to get the message out, but at the same time, I am in complete and full agreement with you that the voting is critical. And having a place where there's sort of a central location where there's information, I think, is critical. One of the things we're going to be getting into during the show is this Christian dominionist movement, and these people are very well organized, and they, we're talking about the judiciary, which I think is extremely critical, and I think that's going to, we really need to watch that this year. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing, Madeline O'Hare was the first person who said, trying to organize atheists is like trying to herd cats or, herd butterflies or something like that.
Oh, but, so that's okay.
The problem our movement has is that atheists, and I'm just going to use the general term atheist to include, and that, that I'm referring to the humanists, the rationalists, and, everybody else who agrees with us on these issues. The problem our movement has is that atheists will put every other liberal social issue ahead of ours. Mm-hmm. They will be out there. Every other issue is much more important to them, and their atheism is not number one on their agenda, and that's why we are not as successful as we should be. When atheists start to put their atheism first and vote their atheism first, that's when things will change.
And right now, it seems like politicians wrap themselves up in, with their religious rhetoric, and that seems to resonate with the population. I noticed on your site there was some candidate who refused a donation from your group because you were atheist.
Yeah, that was Senator Patrick Leahy. But the thing about the politicians is that don't blame the politicians because they're doing what they have to do. Because who works harder to get the politicians' attention? The religious. Once again, if we worked as hard as the religious, the politicians would be courting our votes. The politicians don't want to pander to the right wing. They don't want to have to do the right wing religious. They don't want to have to do all of this stuff, but they don't have any choice. We don't give them a political safety net. We don't say to the politicians, we're going to give you as much money as the religious do. We're going to get out the votes for you as much as the religious do. We don't do that. So who do the politicians have to court? Whose votes do they have to court? The religious. They're just doing what they have to do. It's not their fault. It's our fault. We cannot keep saying, oh, look what the religious are doing. We've got to stop thinking like that. The religious, I'd give them a pat on the back. I really have to congratulate them because they worked very hard for what they got.
Oh, they have
got, they really, really have it. And, you can't blame them. If you work hard, you deserve to get what you deserve to get. That's not to say that they have the right to violate the Constitution or break laws or have special rights. But my goodness, if they put their money where their mouths are, we don't do that. We don't do that. Atheists, unfortunately,
You are exactly. So how can people with, your site is enlightenthevote.com?
.com, right.
And so people can, now, they can review some of the candidate profiles that you have there, and also can they contribute information and kind of scout some, find out what's going on in their districts and states and share that information?
Yes, what we're trying to do is have a website so that people who want to vote their atheism first can go there and find out who we are endorsing and who we're not endorsing and why based on state-church separation issues. And it's nonpartisan. If there's a Republican who is better on our issues than, let's say, a Democrat or, a Green Party person, we'll endorse the Republican. We don't care. But this website is not for everybody because I'm telling you, a lot of atheists, and I venture to say most atheists, are not going to vote Republican. They're not yet thinking in terms of voting their atheism first. The National Rifle Association does. The Tea Party tea baggers do. Everybody else does but the atheists. Again, now, let's go one step further. Should we criticize the atheists? No. The atheist movement, the atheists in America, haven't really been pushed far enough. We haven't been pushed that too far. We're still in our comfort zone. Okay, our rights are just abridged just so much so that we're not too upset. Okay, but you have to be careful because I don't know what's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back.